Tracking stations were the cogs that made one of man's most ambitious scientific experiments an overwhelming success. As Mariner 4 passed over Mars, it recorded on tape tiny bits of information to transmit back to Earth. Engineers manning tracking stations like this one in Spain picked up the radio signals sent out by the speeding satellite. As the Earth revolved and the station passed out of sight of Mariner, another took over and received another piece of the same picture. Each picture, actually 40,000 tiny dots ranging from white to deepest black, was transmitted as 240,000 bits of computer code. Because of the great distance, 135 million miles in space, the signals reaching the tracking station were no stronger than 1/1000th of a watt. These had to be amplified 1,000 times to be recorded. From tracking stations, the first pictures were transmitted to California headquarters by teletype. The final results, in simple form, are like the pictures in your newspaper, made up of dots called a half-tone. They can show each gradation of light and shadow. "21 pictures were transmitted by Mariner 4, and they raised much of the veil of secrecy that shrouds outer space. As the computers continued to receive pictures, experts began to evaluate the results, and they came to some conclusions that threw a new light on the planet. The pictures show that Mars is pocked by craters caused by crashing asteroids and space debris. What surprised scientists is that even the most ancient are still visible. They conclude from this that there has been no water erosion on the planet, and with no water, there is, of course, no support for even plant life. However, like all true scientists, they refuse to commit themselves pending further study. Gymnasts from 40 nations take part in a gigantic meet at Vienna. They call it a gymnaestrada, but by any name, it's an impressive event. Beneath the national flags, the gals hoop it up to get things rolling. The 15,000 present on opening day see some precision calisthenics. They do it with such ease, a miss doesn't seem possible. But here's one, back to back. More events are held indoors. They call this the Rhone Wheel. We call it fantastic. Then an added fillip for the spectators as this blonde beauty turns a lot of heads, including her own. The trampoline has been recognized in international competition. It takes training and timing and the ups and downs of regular practice. The aesthetic side has not been neglected. There's been no attempt to hide art under a veil, as these girls prove. A festival of international goodwill that is rare in these days of world tension.